Hey, good evening, class. My name is Enrique.
I'm Josh Friedman.
And I'm Mark Ernst.
We are representing Defense and is AV Designs in Technology and Lifestyle. Our home purpose is going to be audio and technology. This is a little bit about what we do: consultation, design, project management, wire installation, performance, calibration. Look at this nice screen, guys. It's a little bit ugly, that face, but it's still making sense. Nice patio outdoor installations. We do a little bit more in the living area. And I want to hand it to Josh.
So I'd like to go a little bit into the problem that we're seeing throughout the United States and here at home in Dallas. We are seeing high crime rates in Dallas. It's higher than the national average, as you can see in this diagram here. You can see the lighter squares indicates the less safe areas and the darker squares indicate the more safe areas, but for the most part throughout the entire city of Dallas, the vast majority are not safe. Also, you can see in this graph the lower income areas in the South Dallas area, it's less than $30,000 a year per household. You can see the correlation between that graph and this graph here in South Dallas, that the low income kind of correlates with the high crime rate. And because of the high crime rates, you have very little trust in law enforcement. So that's kind of depicted here in this political cartoon. So that's police officers kind of beating up on public trust. Nobody's really wanting to trust police when they're beating down on you. So our goal at Devance is to create lasting relationships between the communities and the police officers that are sworn to protect them. We would like to rebuild trust and lower crime rates at the same time. And this is more of what we're looking for. So a little bit more background. Texas is rated 10 out of 100 on the crime index scale, which means that Texas is more dangerous than 90% of the other cities in the United States. It's a very terrifying statistic. We have an average of about 7 crimes per 1,000 residents. That's almost double the national average of 3.8 crimes per 1,000 residents, and almost double the Texas average of 4.2. So our population consists of almost 42% Hispanic, 24% African Americans, 29% Caucasians. Out of this entire population, almost 1/4 of them live below the poverty level in Dallas. So you can see here on the crime index, Dallas is rated 10 out of 100. And the violent crimes and property crimes, total crimes in Dallas in 2015 was almost 55,000, and 42 per 1,000. And here's the per capita income and the median household. You can see that Dallas is below on both counts. On July 7, 2016, we had a terrible tragedy in Dallas. Michael Johnson unfortunately decided to fire upon Dallas police officers and killed 5 and injured 7 more. His reasoning behind this attack was because he was unhappy with how the police were treating people throughout the United States, so this was his way of protesting. Enrique, if you could play the video, please.
Is that a cop name? Dude, that's a cop down. Dude, that's a cop down. Yeah. There's 4 cops down. 4? Yeah, he shot 5, 7 times. It's a dude? No, it's a sniper from up here somewhere. It's a sniper? You never shot a bear. Get down. You're fine. Sniper, get dead.
You can hear throughout this video as well the intense gunfire going back and forth between Micah Johnson and the Dallas Police Department.
Pete, there's a sniper out here. There's a sniper. He shot 4 cops. I'm not you here. He's shooting right now.
And this here is a very powerful image of the Dallas Police Department. They were both ducking and trying to return fire to the perpetrator in this terrible, terrible day. But I'd like to hand it off to Marquis now to talk a little bit more about our proposal.
All right, proposal now. So I want to start off with the event. It's affectionately called Building Trust. And basically it's a precursor to our program that we want to do as an after-school program. We need volunteer efforts from multiple groups, but especially the Dallas Police Department. They're going to be key in this process. We want to focus on lower income neighborhoods, like Josh was talking about. So we wanted to set up this carnival type event in South Dallas. We will have a guest speaker, and that guest speaker will be Renee Hall, who is the new Chief of Police of Dallas. She's going to give a little bit of an intro to the event, tell you what's going to happen, and she's also going to tell you about the after-school program. We will have games as well, carnival-like games, like I said before. Josh had a great idea of having a dunk tank with the police officer. We thought that would be a fun and playful way to get the kids involved. We will also have free food. Everybody loves free food. Food vouchers will be handed out at the beginning of the event. Local food trucks will be invited in, and every attendee will get free food and drinks throughout the event. We are partnering up with the Boys and Girls Club for the after-school program. So kids will be able to go there after school. They can participate in IM sports, tutoring. They can go on ride-alongs with police officers, and they can also be educated on safety and prevention courses with them as well. Okay, I'm just gonna hand it off to Enrique.
Okay. Well, talking one more time about the expenses, the budget, what we're gonna be needing to. Let's get conscious of this. After seeing these images, videos, and all that, I'm really conscious about everything that is happening, guys. I don't know, but I'm actually a father right now, and I can really relate myself with everything that I see. I really want to have a better generation coming apart. I don't know, how do you feel about this? So the first thing I want to go and talk about is the money. To me is really relevant. How we're going to use it as a purpose is what is really behind. So I'm going to be needing your help. Obviously, we're going to be needing a space, equipment, food costs, staff, and training. But on the other side, we're gonna have a lot of people to help us. So if anybody here wanna be joining us, it will be awesome. As the event, the three of us plus the whole staff is gonna be also volunteering for this. Plus, when we talked to the chief officer, Renee Hall, she also decided to actually give us 25 police officers just to make this happen. So if you wanna go and switch this. As you saw, the big number is gonna be $100,000. What we're gonna be asking, I think, is really little for the whole intention that we're trying to bring to the table. Here, let's go ahead and go and see, we have the event, food trucks, advertising. Advertising, how are we gonna propagate this? How are we gonna get people to know what we are doing? Through Facebook, social media as far as Instagram, LinkedIn, all the above. I tell you that it's really cheap, but then transportation is really something that it really touched myself, because I've had a lot of people who always use excuses like that. I can just take my kids, to the event because this and this. Right now, there is no more excuses. On the event, we're gonna be giving vouchers to get trained buses, and we wanna get these people to get shadowed with the police department so they get to know each other a little bit better. For volunteers, talking about the guest speaker, I think Renee's gonna bring a lot of people together, and having that public figure in there is gonna mean a lot to them.
I'm going to talk a little bit about the benefits. So why are we doing this? How are we going to benefit from this? How is the community going to benefit from this? So I just wanted to let you know, there are going to be a lot of short-term benefits coming from this event, but we're mainly focusing on the long-lasting effects. So we're focusing on building relationships, long-lasting relationships between the Dallas Police Department and the children that they speak to. At the event, we're highly encouraging police officers to go to families and speak to them one-on-one, get to know them better, make the parents feel a little bit more comfortable. We also want to diminish the no snitching culture. When there's a mistrust between the police department and communities are less likely to call the police when something happens. We also want to involve the parents in the extracurriculars. So when the police officers go and talk to them at the events, they're letting them know what their kids are gonna get into, what they're gonna be involved in, and parents can feel a little bit more comfortable with sending their kids to such a program. We also want to prevent juvenile offenses. When kids are involved in this program, they're not on the streets, they're studying, they're playing sports, they're having fun. This also provides an opportunity for mentorship for the police department. A kid may find a really good friend in a police officer. Okay, so for our conclusion, I just want to reiterate that both parties benefit from this program. Families have a different perception of police officers after this, and the commitment to families develop a better commitment to police officer safety and also neighborhood safety. So they'll feel more comfortable calling the police, feel more comfortable living their daily lives and trusting them more. This is possibly a life-saving program. So children, again, are off the streets, they're not committing offenses, they're safe. Also, they are less likely to commit adult offenses as well. So this concludes our presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll hand it back off to Enrique.
Okay, I hope that all of you might get conscious of the situation that we're having nowadays, and especially you, the Dallas Comers. We're gonna be asking you to get a little bit of help. Remember on the presentation, we asked you, we're gonna be needing $100,000. If you can actually bring to the table half of that, we're gonna really appreciate this. Not only us, these kids, we're needing, that big help. That's all we ask for. Okay, guys? Well, let's get all together. United, 1, 2, 3.
Defense!